Hey guys, hope you're doing well. It's been like a few weeks since I've done like a long reading. For a little bit, I was like posting on Instagram and doing kind of videos and memes, and then like I don't know, the last week or so, I've just not had the energy to do it. But I don't know, it's like late tonight, and I just kind of felt like guided to do a reading and kind of talk about some stuff. I feel like we're in a lot of shifts and changes right now. We just had the full moon that started. Today's Wednesday. I think it started on Monday. Definitely very strong full moon. Hi, baby girl. She was just snuggling with me. Very, very strong full moon. Yeah, actually I went outside and I was like, holy shit, there was like a giant ring around the moon, like different than I've ever seen. And that definitely felt like a really like feminine, like powerful moon. And I got that a lot of us are healing distorted feminine wounds and belief systems right now. There's a lot of people from the past coming back right now to trigger you and or to show you stuff. So here's the thing. Sometimes you have soul contracts or soul lessons with people. Once it's done, it's done. Stop fucking going back to them. Stop dealing with their bullshit. Stop going into old patterns. Stop feeding the fucking shit. Like you say you want better for yourself, then do better for yourself. If you need like help because you're not feeling emotionally strong, then get support, then get help. Get what you need. I love how you can see her little freaking ear right there. Get what you need to help yourself. But stop giving into old patterns. Stop doing the things that you know are not helping you and things that are hurting you. I just keep getting this energy of like people are going backwards or feel like they're going backwards and they're like hurting themselves over again when they don't have to. And it's like, you guys already know this. You already have the information. So it's like, do what you know is best for you, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's painful. When you pull through the other side, you will feel a sense of freedom. You will feel a peace. Things will feel better. Just in that temporary discomfort, don't give in to temptation. Don't give in to that like old way of being and stuff, or you're going to pull yourself back into the same fucking cycle and now have to go through it again. And like, why the hell would you want to go through something that was already like painful and like heavy again? So if you do, you know, there's no like feeling bad about it. Like you shouldn't say there's no feeling bad about it. You shouldn't feel bad like you did something wrong or like, you know, shame yourself or anything like that is what I mean. I just mean like you'll figure out what you need to at the right time. Sage. Hi. Come here. Do you want to snugs on mom's lap again? She was like snuggling on my lap for a little bit. We took a nap together. I was tired as fuck because I couldn't sleep last night. Oh, I kind of want to pull from the archangels. I was going to pull from there. We'll pull from it afterward. Okay. I feel like there's so much stuff that I want to talk about, but I feel like I'm not necessarily in like a really like energy to do it. So I'm just going to pull cards and channel, and then whatever spirit wants us to hear, I'm sure will come out. Knight of Gabriel. Damn, we haven't got that card in like forever. Why do these cards feel like tough to like shuffle tonight? The solutions card popped, but it didn't come out. Got the star. And we got solutions on the bottom. There you go. All right, I should have known that. I could feel like the energy from it. So solution, success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. You got the page of Raphael underneath it, and it definitely feels like this relates to relationships with other people. Hold on. Hey, Sage. Sage. Hi. No. What are you doing? What are we doing? Hi. Do you want to sit with me? Anyway, okay. So it feels like, yeah, it has to do with like relationships, and it feels like, oh my God, I'm getting like so many different groups right now. Okay. I was trying to see if I can just get like a specific message that kind of applies to like all the groups, but I'm not getting it like that. The only thing that I did get is a lot of it is affecting your emotions related to other people. Like some of you guys are putting your walls up. You're setting really good boundaries. You're seeing where you don't feel safe in relationships and or who you don't feel safe with. And some of you is just awareness. Some of you is actually making changes. It feels like there's another group that keeps compromising on their relationships, but not compromising like two people compromising, like compromising as in like you are giving up pieces of yourself to people who don't deserve it. And it's like you're staying there out of fear and like lack. You think it's like making you feel safe or like because it's known to you. And that's why I say in quotes, like known to you, familiar to you, but it's not making you feel safe. It's actually hindering you from moving forward. And I will say this from experience, I want to say I've been cutting a lot of people out the last few months, but I have been taking a step back from a lot of my relationships. And the more awareness I have and the more I've been taking space from those friends, the more I've actually been seeing things objectively, the more I've actually been seeing how I misinterpreted what they did and not in a good way. Like not like, I don't want to say justifying, that's the wrong word. It was like I didn't know better. It was just like I try to be understanding, like, oh, they didn't mean to hurt me or this and this and this at the time. And as I'm having certain things coming up and I'm healing them, I'm realizing that what they did was actually really fucking wrong. What they did was actually really hurtful and like not okay. And like seeing things from a different perspective, like, and I keep seeing like it just keeps shifting to another layer and another layer, another layer. And it's important for you to take space when you're not feeling safe in a relationship, when you're not getting your needs met, when there's ongoing patterns. Like you have to disrupt cycles, you have to disrupt patterns. Otherwise, they're just going to continue. If you keep making the same choices and you keep communicating in the same way and you keep, even if you communicate in a different way, but it's about the same things and nothing's changing, then you have to figure out what works for you. And staying in those situations is not helpful. And that's what it feels like is certain people are staying in situations where they're compromising their values. They're becoming somebody they're not. They're like losing who they actually are. It feels like they're giving more into ego and fear. And what it feels like some people is you're in contact with people who have bad intentions for you and you know they do at some level, and you're trying to justify it in your own mind or ignore it in some way because for some reason, like you're telling yourself something that's not true and you kind of know it's not true, but there might not be validation to it, like outward validation. And instead of trusting your intuition, you're listening to fucking manipulative people and their bullshit. And so what it feels like is every time this person's lying to you, every time this person's doing something, it's literally taking a piece of you away because you're literally handing it to them. You're giving your power and who you actually are to that person. And so you're getting deeper and deeper into your rabbit hole, into your darkness, and not in a good way. Like not like Dark Night of the Soul where you're healing stuff. You're actually taking from yourself. And so like it's going to make you feel more stuck than ever. It's going to make you feel more empty, more angry, more depressed. It's going to make you feel like shit even more. So when you know somebody is not safe, when you know somebody does not have your best interest at heart, when they continually fucking show you that, like I feel like one of the best ways to do this is talk to another person who is safe and explain things as direct and honest as possible and listen to your words. And if you don't feel comfortable or safe talking to like a friend, you know, you could go to like a therapist or you could say it out loud. Talk to yourself, do a video like this and then watch it back and listen to your words and ask yourself, if somebody said this to me, how would I perceive this? Because we often see things through our trauma perspective and our trauma lens. So we've learned to tolerate and accept shitty behaviors because that's all we know. And I know for me, as I'm stepping away from people and I'm reflecting in a different way, I'm realizing I did the same thing with people where I was accepting and tolerating shit that was not okay. And you do lose a piece of yourself. And I can tell you though, I have been going through some really hard shit the last few months. I feel like every time I say it makes me want to cry. God damn. And some really deep traumas and like just some mind fucks in my perspective, not in a bad way, in a good way, where it's helping me see things and helping me heal. But I will tell you, I felt more at peace and more free than ever since pulling away from those type of people and situations. And I will tell you, I've had a lot of people just in the last, it's Wednesday, so not even in a full week, a lot of people coming at me with different things in different ways, and like kind of old lessons but repackaged. So it's like, you know, when you're in school and like when you're in elementary, middle school, and they give you like a math problem, and then like you would see the example and it was easy, and then like when it came to the actual homework, it was always like a more difficult problem that you had to kind of figure out because it like somewhat relates to what you learned, but you know, whatever. That's what I feel like is going on, at least for me right now. And on top of it, Spirit was blocking me from being able to feel people's energy and intentions. So I was having to function fully as a human with just like my logic, not even my intuition, just my logic, just the way my body physically feels, and just my thoughts. And I handle that shit like a boss, because fuck that shit. I will not go backwards to bullshit, and I will not deal with shitty fucking people. And I'm telling you, like, it gives you a sense of like, of oneness with yourself. You trust in yourself more. You feel confident in your choices more. Even if you realize like, okay, there's something I need to change or shift. It's not like I'm going to be hard on myself about it. It's just, you understand that it was something that you learned and we're going to work through this and whatever. When you're in relationships with people who are hindering that, they literally pull you down. And even if you're trying to stand in your power, when somebody is literally trying to fucking suck that shit out of you and they're whatever, you're now having to deal with pulling yourself up continually and resisting that. And it will, what are you doing? It will naturally pull you down in some capacity, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. So for the people who are doing that in relationships, what I would say is start being honest with yourself about how somebody really is showing themselves to you, not the person you want to believe they are. Start being honest with yourself. And then what I would start doing is asking why you're staying, why you're talking to people. I do want to say abuse relationships are a lot different than just normal, you know, relationship toxicity and drama and problems. Like abusive relationships, they're a lot harder to get out of. There's so much like co-enmeshment. It's like you like completely lose your, like it's so deep that it's a lot harder to get out of. And if you're in one of them, I would try to find like somebody who's been through it who can help you, or like a professional support or something like that to like guide you through it, because it's definitely not fucking easy. I mean, I've been out of my relationship for 5 years and I'm still dealing with like emotions from it, and I'm still dealing with things that I falsely believed about myself because he manipulated and told me, and just I'm still dealing with stuff because of it and healing stuff from it, seeing different perspectives from what actually happened to me, and just grieving a lot. Hey, no, don't eat that. No. Say, you are not eating that. No, that was expensive. No. Even if it's not expensive, don't eat my shit. If you want attention, just come here and I'll give you attention. Come here. She literally acts like she doesn't get attention. Every time I come in the door, I pick her up. We do like a walk around the house like this. I put her on my shoulder like this. And like this. And we walk around the house. And I show her new things that from a higher level that she doesn't see. She usually rests her head. Let me see if she does it. She usually rests her head on my shoulders. And then when I lay down or I sit down, she comes and snuggles with me. I pick her up and I give her so much kisses and love. Tell her how cute she is. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Mommy loves you so much. Mommy can't even deal with how cute you are. All kinds of cat stuff. And it's like one time, I do a reading. And then it's like, nope. I hear your loud Asper. I need constant attention. Yeah, that's right. Now you can sit on my lap if you want attention. Crazy bitch. Hey, no. Nope, we're not doing this. I literally say she's like having a toddler and a teenager. Are you going to sit and be good, or are you going to be chaotic? Anyway, I forgot what I was saying, so I guess if I need to finish it, I'll tell you. Okay, Knight of Gabriel and the Star card. I forgot if I showed you guys those. Okay, so definitely, like they're saying, a healing in the divine feminine energy. And, hey, stop. Hold on. Okay. And the divine feminines, you would know if you're in this energy, are about to take charge and like lead like a change that's collectively going on, but specific to your own purpose. If you're not in that energy, you would feel it, and you would kind of already know that if you're in that energy. If you're not in, Sage, stop. If you're not in that energy, you might just be healing and learning what you need to before it's your turn to kind of do that. With the Star card, so it says a dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. Hey, stop. Sage. I know you're wanting me to throw a ball, but then you don't bring it back. And I'm trying to get out of enabling your bullshit behavior. Hello. I literally fucking can't with this cat. Sit. Stop. You want to go? All right, we're going in the room. Come on, let's go. So what I was actually getting with that, even though it says dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation, is a lot of you guys are ending cycles, or you've already been ending cycles, and it's really your choice if you leave it or not. It's up to you. Like, Spirit isn't going to make you, a lot of times they'll help you get out of it, but it's up to you and your choice if you go back into it or not, or you choose to stay out of it and you choose to heal it. And if you choose to stay out of it and you work on like what you want, like Spirit's saying this is like validation about you getting what you want, but you have to work toward it and you have to make choices that align with it. Like, you can't sit and say, I want like, you know, a healthy, you know, romantic committed relationship and I want it to look like this, but then you're dating and choosing people who are the opposite of that, or you're staying in relationships that are the opposite of it, or you're settling, or you're you're not showing up in the way you want somebody to show up for you. I just got like a lot of energy on that one. Like, you can't expect people to show up for you when you're not showing up for them. And it shouldn't be a retaliation thing, but it's also like somebody who respects themselves isn't going to allow you to not show up for them, and they're not going to keep dealing with your shit. They might be a little bit patient with you. They're not going to keep dealing with your shit. So if you want somebody to show up at a certain level, you also need to be that person that you're wanting too. So that's kind of what that message is. I think she left. I think she was like, oh, Mom's serious right now. I'm telling you, she literally is like, sometimes she's like this cute little fucking toddler, and she runs to the door when she hears me. She gets so excited to see me, like rubs on my leg, rolls around, lets me pick her up. We walk around the house, and like, you know, I like baby her like she's literally a baby, and like we just have this cute little thing. And then sometimes she wants to be like a little rebellious teenager and act like a little asshole and like just destroy shit. And I'm like, can we not? Like, can we get over this phase? Like, I want attention, but that's also kind of like a toddler too. All right, let's see what else Spirit wants us to know. I keep seeing like a crow symbol, and it like in my mind, it might be a like if you're seeing crows a lot, or you're seeing symbols of crows, damn, that just made me feel like I want to cry. There's something like deeper in your subconscious that you need to look at and see. Like there's like something hidden, like there's a hidden truth. So if you're seeing like a crow after this, or you're seeing like a symbol of a crow or something like that, like try to go into your emotions a little bit more and see like what you're actually feeling, and like getting more in tune with yourself, and that will actually help you heal too. Okay, we got, damn, I've never pulled this card. Oh, it's lips. I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh my God, Brittany. I got energy and motivation with love and hurt. And then we got self-doubt and hope underneath that, but I'm not taking that one because I don't feel the energy from it. Okay, hold on. So, oh, damn, that hurt. So what I get is like some of you guys are needing to cross the literal bridge to get to the other side. Like, what is it that you want? I feel like this is related to the messages I've been saying, which is like, what is it that you want? You need to cross that bridge. Like I don't want to say this in like a fucked up way because I know I say stuff kind of like direct and assertive and it sometimes comes out like a little bit like harsher than I actually mean, but it's like you have to move toward what you want and stop going fucking backwards. Like, there's nothing for you backwards. Like, stop going backwards. Like, you have to get over the bridge. Once you get over the bridge, it's going to be easier for you. I know it feels scary. Like, I know it's like, okay, well, I don't know what's coming. I don't know that I'm going to have less than I have now. I don't know that I'm going to have better than I have now. I understand that mindset. It's normal as fuck. Everybody goes through it. I went through it. I do readings with people. I talk to people all the time. Like, everybody feels that way. It's not just you. However, I have never met one motherfucking person, myself included, that has ever been mad at themselves or gotten less or worse on the other side. Not one. Not one. They become happier, find better relationships, become more successful, feel better about themselves. Like, it's like one of those things where it's just like your fear literally holding you back. Like, and I think what people don't realize is a lot of times it's like this fear of actually being happy, this fear of actually letting go of like all of this shit that I've known and all this heaviness I've known and learning how to function in a place of freedom and peace and happiness. And it's like people are scared of that because they're not used to it. Like, they're just not used to it. And it's like the comfortable, the familiar is what people become used to. You're not really comfortable. I always say that, but you're not really comfortable there. It's what you're used to. It's what's in your control. It's your false safety. It's what you know, but it's also literally brought you heartache, pain, and fucking bullshit, like heaviness, like stuff that you don't want to keep feeling, and yet you keep giving into it. You know, to me, it's the same thing as like you take something and like you poke yourself and you realize, damn, that hurts, that's painful, and you go, okay, well, I don't know what else to use, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And I can see that it's not helping. I can see it's not doing anything. All it's doing is hurting me, but it's the only thing I know I can use. Instead of going, you know what? Let me stop doing this. Let me sit and reflect for a minute. Let me see, is there another option? Is there something else? But you stay stuck in that old way of thinking that you don't actually take time to sit in that space of the unknown, to go into your energy, go into your body and see what is possible and what else is out there. And a lot of times, like when we're in kind of that fragmented energy, we're in that kind of mindset of lack. We're in that mindset of trauma. I call it the trauma perspective, the trauma lens. When we're in that, we happen to focus on and see things that relate to that. So we'll watch movies that relate to that energy. We'll see shit in our lives that relate to that. We'll see memes and stories and shit on social media that relates to that pain. So then what's happening is that's the energy you're drawing to yourself. So then that's what you're going to keep seeing. So once you actually pull out of it and you reflect and you look at things from a neutral perspective, you'll realize that's your trauma talking and that there's tons of different things that are better out there. You just aren't seeing them right now because you're not in the space to see them. They could blast you in the face and you're still going to have some type of negative perception or thought when you see it that you're going to tear it down instead of looking at it for what it is, which is a lot healthier. So, with this love hurt card, it's the same thing. And it's interesting because the last few times I have pulled cards, I kept on seeing swans in them. And there's swans in this one too. The swans definitely relate to love for sure. And to me, like the swans, like when I'm channeling into it, is like soul connections. It's like bonds. It's like that monogamous, lifelong, like relationships and partnerships, like lasting energy. And some of you that can be in a romantic relationship. Some of you, it's also a long-term relationship with yourself. Ooh, spirit is like, that's what's up, bitch. It's like you should be treating yourself in a really good, nice way, in a beautiful way. in a way that is loving and kind and just genuine and beautiful. You should be loving yourself and supporting yourself and being proud of yourself and giving that to yourself, and keep feeding that. Like, whatever you feed is what grows in you. So whatever, like, you know, karma's not really fucking karma, but like the way people say it. But whatever you keep feeding in your energy and your space and your intentions, your not subconscious shit, your specific intentions, maybe a little bit subconscious shit, but specific intentions, that is what's going to grow. So if you're feeding anger, you're feeding hate, you're feeding pain, you're feeding, like, projecting that at other people, taking it out on other people, doing shit like that, that is what's going to keep growing in you. You're going to keep feeling empty. You keep feeling like shit. You're going to keep feeling powerless. And every time the person you took power from or you treated like shit steps up, guess what? That power gets taken from you and you feel less empty. Like, you feel more empty. You feel less like yourself. You feel more dark. You feel more like fucking shit. Why would you not feed love to yourself and other people? Why would you not feed that energy? Like, I just don't even understand the perspective of not being that way. Like, I can't even go into it because I just don't even, like, I've tried to understand people and I really genuinely just, there are certain things my energy cannot fucking comprehend, and that is one of those. Like, why people retaliate on people, why people hurt people on purpose, why people do fuck ass shit on purpose. Like, we're not perfect. We're all fucking human beings. We all make mistakes. We all do things where we project trauma and shit and we don't realize it at the time. But a good, healthy person reflects, fixes it, takes accountability, responsibility, tries to heal it within themselves and help the other person heal it, and doesn't keep repeating it. So the people who have self-awareness to this, why do they keep doing it? Why do they keep feeding pain? Why do they keep hurting people? Why do they keep doing all of that? And that part I don't understand. Like, when you have awareness, why you keep hurting other people. Like, I just don't fucking get it. And I've tried so hard to understand, and I think I'm done trying to understand unless somebody can actually directly explain it to me. I don't get it. Okay, we have vulnerability and empathy with sadness and anger. Okay. Ooh, God damn. I think we're having a lot of relationship shit come up. I feel like it's been going on for the last few months. Okay. I get a few different things with this. So for some of you, it's like this false perception you're putting on and trying to show people. It's almost like this false vulnerability. Like, you think about this feels like masculine energy, but it doesn't have to be a man, because there's a lot of feminines who are in their masculine. Wounded masculine is what it feels like. It feels like this assertive, dominant, aggressive ass energy. Like, putting on this front or this perception, like, they're emotional, they're vulnerable, they're this, when it's really like very intentionally constructed. Is that a good word? Intentionally constructed what they want you to see. I typed something up about people who are manipulative earlier and I didn't post it, but it's like, I feel like one of the reasons why so many people have issues with trusting their intuition is because the way society is, there's so many fake ass people and they act like they're nice. And if you ever notice, like, people are super in tune. Like, I've been like this since I was a kid. If I meet you and I don't like you immediately, I don't give a fuck. I don't like you. I will never like you. Like, it's not, I don't even let people like that have access to me. But, and it's always the people I've noticed that outwardly everybody's like, oh, they're so nice, they're so sweet, they do this and they do this and they do this and they buy this person and this and they support and all this shit. So it's like anybody in a costume can show up in a fucking costume and present one way. So it's like, are you actually understanding and listening to your energy and your feelings around them? Are you listening to your body? Are you seeing if this person's actually safe? Like, are you actually feeling into your intuition and trusting it? Because if you're looking at what people are saying and doing fully, you're going to miss a lot of shit, because a lot of people put on to the world who they think they're supposed to be and who they want you to perceive them as, so they can fucking manipulate you and get something from you. And I'm not saying there's a lot of people who are that way, but I feel like society itself is that way with just so much shit. Is like, it's like the magician. It's like, here, I'm gonna have you look at this and focus on this so I can do this behind your back and distract you. And it's like, when you go into your energy, not your trauma, when you go in, because this is why it's important to be self-aware, heal your stuff so you can understand the difference. When you go into the energy, you can feel somebody's intentions, so it doesn't matter what the fuck they say or do that presents like they're nice, that presents like whatever. People who manipulate like that are masters at it. Like, please do not let them fucking fool you. Just don't even give them an opportunity to even fuck with you. Just put your wall up and walk the fuck away if you can. If you can't walk away, try to interact as little as fucking possible and do not feed into their bullshit at all, because that's what they want. So I feel like a lot of people have this issue because it's this disconnection and they don't understand it. It's like the human logical mind, who a lot of people use, is sitting there and like, oh, they seem nice, like they seem great, they're saying all the right things, they're doing nice things for me, they're showing support, they're doing all this stuff. But then there's this other part of me that doesn't fully trust this, and they question themselves like, is this my intuition? Is this my trauma? Is this whatever? You know what? Rather be safe and sorry, step the fuck back. And I guarantee you, if you're feeling that way about somebody, like 99% of the time, you're accurate as fuck, unless it's just a trauma trigger. Unless it's just a trauma trigger, most of the time it's your intuition telling you to stay the fuck away from that person. It's the same. It's a natural, your intuition is like a natural instinct. It's like an animal when they can sense there's danger or something around. You'll see their ears perk up. You'll see them kind of like however they are, and they'll become more aware of their surroundings. They don't go into their mind, oh no, it's just, like my fear because of, whatever. They don't talk themselves out of their natural instincts. We are conditioned to talk ourselves out of it, and we need to stop doing that because it's really fucking with us. And we need to start focusing on what the hell we're fucking feeling. And we don't need to stick around. We don't need to be nice people, quote unquote nice people. We don't need to stick around to find out why those people are assholes or what those people's bad intentions are. We don't need to find out. Stop letting those people in your energy space. Just stop. So that's some of this. The other part of this I get is some of you are in a lot of anger right now. And it's almost like you're uncomfortable in your anger. Anger is a valid emotion and feeling. So I learned this in one of my psychology things, which is where like in my old job, I was looking something up for somebody and I saw this and I feel like it's very accurate, which is anger is a secondary emotion. Behind anger, there's always a primary emotion and anger is secondary. So a lot of times we're angry about something because there's betrayal, there's sadness, there's pain, there's something else there. And our anger is coming out because we're upset that we were betrayed. Somebody broke our trust. Somebody like lied to us. Somebody hurt us. Somebody that we cared about, could do something to us. Whatever it is, a lot of times that's what your anger is. Obviously it's going to be a little bit different depending on your situation, but a lot of times that's what your anger is. So it's okay to feel angry. Don't project it at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll fucking sit here and I'll be like, fuck this person in my house, not with anybody around. Obviously I'll be like, fuck this person, fuck this. I cannot believe you'd fucking do this to me. Like I'm saying it to somebody, and I would never directly say that to people, but I'm processing it by myself and I'm fully feeling my emotions. And it's important to do that because that pain wants to be seen and heard and released. And like, if you have all the anger, the only way to actually let the anger go is to face it like head on for what it is. What am I feeling? Why am I actually so angry? What happened? And working through the emotions, working through the pain, working through all of the feelings and letting it go, letting it be what it is and stop telling it what it should and shouldn't be. Just letting it be objectively what it actually fucking feels like. Once you work through the anger, there's probably gonna be other emotions that come up. But the thing is, like, you will feel, even when you have the emotions come up, you will still feel like different. You will feel lighter. You will feel better as you're processing stuff because you're letting stuff go and your energy won't feel so heavy. It won't feel so like weighed down. Like, it's really hard to make decisions or to be in tune with yourself when you're constantly in this energy, and when you're not letting it go, it's just sitting in there. So it's blocking you from actually being yourself, feeling like yourself, like feeling the hope, feeling the love, feeling the happiness is blocking you from it. With the vulnerability, back to this, with the vulnerability and empathy card, there's a difference between being empathetic and understanding people, versus allowing people to mistreat you. And Spirit's saying, like, reflect on that and find the difference. The same thing with the vulnerability. Vulnerability should be natural and not forced. Allow people to show you they're safe enough for you to be vulnerable. Be selective with who you're vulnerable with. You don't need to just be vulnerable because people fucking say it. You don't need to just be vulnerable because you're taught that's what you should be. Do it when you feel safe and trusting enough to be vulnerable and to let your walls down. Let people show you they're safe by being consistent, by your energy feeling safe in their presence, by, like, not even just consistency, like what they say and do and how you intuitively feel, all of it aligns. And, like, that's why I think, like, I'm getting a lot of the same message for this reading, which is getting more in tune with yourself. Like, really, really getting more in tune with yourself, because if you're not in tune with your intuition and your energy, like, it definitely makes things a lot fucking more difficult. But also at the same time, because of what I've been going through lately, I haven't even been using it, or because they've been blocking me, so I haven't been using it. But I think it's because I'm at a different place right now where, like, I've learned the lessons and I'm like, yeah, I refuse to go backwards. So I think that's the difference. Okay. We got professional assistants on the bottom with teacher. Hold on. Look at that. Masculine, feminine, both of them with an open book with glowing light. And then we got the vast universe with new beginnings. 11 right there. 1-1. So, excuse me. I love how there's a bunch of books in both of these. The masculine, feminine, the lighted book. I just love this. I get a lot of spiritual knowledges coming up. And you can ask Spirit for help. Like, if you're stuck, you don't need to be stuck. You can just fucking ask them for help. For some of you, I feel like you might need to talk to somebody, who's spiritual, or who's a little bit more in tune, that has good energy, that's honest, that's not going to steer you in the wrong direction, to help you actually uncover something. It feels like some of you guys, like, are a little bit stuck and not really sure why. Like, some of your energy might be blocked, or you might be a little bit stuck. Just be discerning. Just because somebody seems nice or seems like they say all the right things doesn't fucking mean. I promise you, like, I feel people's intentions, and, like, you would not believe how many spiritual people have, like, literally fucking 300,000 followers, 100,000, 50,000 followers, and their intentions and energy is garbage, and they put 10% truth of what's actually going on with the energy and 90% bullshit, so that 90% bullshit doesn't come true. And what happens is it causes you anxiety, because some part of you can sense that it's not accurate and that is not true. And so you can feel the misalignment, but then what happens is you got the information from that person, so then you go pay that person for a service. So be mindful of people who are doing shit for the wrong reasons too, because anybody can put on a facade. And when you actually are aligned with your energy, and that you will actually feel the truth, you will know the truth, like you can sense it naturally. For some of you who are spiritual leaders, you guys are in some fun lessons, and yours truly is also in this fun lesson. I'm in the fun lesson of being very human right now. So I'm dealing with a lot of different stuff right now, but one of the things that I'm in right now, in all areas, basically a bunch of shit just happened in all different areas of my life. And it's like, okay, now we're going to kind of, like, not block you, but not have you be connected to, like, source energy, right? Not them, like, saying stuff to me, because, like, my energy just kind of connects to source energy, so I can kind of just flow with everything and do everything. So it's not gone. I'm just being blocked, not in the reading, but like for my personal stuff. I'm just being blocked from it, right? And it's funny too, because like I was helping somebody at the shop earlier and I could feel them like literally turn it on. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, so pretty much what I kind of got was they're having me do things from a human level without that connection, so I can figure out how to do certain things, so I can teach other people how to do it, and so I have that energy and coding, so when I am giving people that information, they can feel it and they can do the same. We're trying to change the world, guys. Like, a lot of us are here to bring fucking huge changes to the world and to shift like the way things are and to actually like make a huge difference. And if you are one of those people who is here to fuck some shit up in a good way, the rebels, the natural rebels, but in a good way, and you're here to fuck some shit up, you would have probably started feeling that when you were a kid. You would have known that even though you went through a lot of trauma, that it had a purpose. And even at a, you know, young age, you probably didn't understand it, but as you got older, you remember those things and you can feel it. And you would probably still be feeling that. There's always this kind of knowing that this has a bigger purpose and you're here to help bring about change and help people. And even when it's uncomfortable and your mind wants to argue with you, you can still feel it. So I'm in kind of a lot of that different stuff and like really standing in my power, really, just like a lot of different things. And I'm like, okay. It's really fucking confusing lately, but I'm just actually like, nope, we're gonna go with the flow with this. I'm like, we're not gonna worry about shit. We're not gonna stress shit out. I'm gonna look at things, you know, from a logical perspective, because that's the energy I'm in right now. And I'm just gonna figure shit out. I'm gonna kind of fine tune stuff, and I'm just gonna look at things very like directly and kind of figure it out. So it's just a little bit different for me, because they've kind of, I feel like the last few years they've been putting me into different shifts and feeling different types of energy, and like having to kind of like weave this way, weave this, you know, and go with these different ways to really understand like all different like dynamics of stuff when it comes to relationships, when it comes to energy, when it comes to like all different types, mental health, like medical, like all that shit's going on too, like all different types of stuff. So yeah. If you're in that energy, you're definitely not alone. Just work through it. You know, it will shift again. It always shifts. I think for me, I'm like in such deep trust with all of it. So it's like, even when the stuff's going on, and I'm like, so for me right now, I'm in this place where I'm just being very present moment realistic. I actually been present moments, living in the present moment for months. And even when spirit will actually ask me questions, or my higher self ask me questions, and they're like, well, what about this in the future? And I'm like, we're not worrying about that. Like, we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on here and now, and what I have control of right now, and what choices I can make right now, because a lot of things are our choice. Once we're done with certain contracts, like soul contracts and shit like that, it becomes our choice. What we do and don't do. How we handle things is our choice too. Our interaction and relationship to a person has like a time thing to learn lessons through, but what you do and how you act is actually up to you. So, what the fuck was the point I was getting at with that? Oh, living in the present moment. So yeah, like for me, I've been in that like for a while, and it's like, yes, I've seen future shit, and it does not look like it's gonna happen if I focus on the way things are in the present moment, but I've learned to let go of that. Do I still trust in it? Of course I do. So when I have stuff coming up, I don't focus on that shit. That actually, I feel like got me in so much trouble, and I stayed in situations with certain things longer than I should have, because I was feeling future energy. I just didn't realize I was feeling future energy, and I thought it was like going on now because I was getting the information now, and I didn't understand it like fully what it was at that time. So interpret it the best I could at that time, you know. Now I realize, okay, we're not doing that just because I get something about the future. Cool, thanks for like the heads up, but like we're good, right? So doing that, a lot of times there's conflicting energy, because at a soul level and an energy level, I can feel the truth of something, but my emotions and where I'm at about certain situations related to that are the fucking complete opposite. So I have to kind of acknowledge the conflict there, which is, yes, at a soul level and the energy level, I can feel this and I know this is truth, but this is also truth in my human mind right now. And this is how I'm feeling in the present moment. And I'm going to respect what I'm feeling. I'm going to respect the fears. I'm going to respect all of these things that I'm feeling because they also have a purpose. It's just, I don't want to say it's confusing. That's the wrong word. It's uncomfortable and definitely like very like push-pull type shit. If you're in that energy, welcome. It's fucking challenging. But I guess I can't bitch because I always say like a challenge. So I'd rather a challenge than be bored. So I guess, you know, I get what I asked for in a sense, essentially. When I did mental health, I worked with teenagers and I was always like, can I have the teenagers? And everybody's like, I want the young kids. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, give me the teenagers. They're challenges, but not even are they just challenges. I love working with teenagers and younger people because like they are still like they still have that like innocence and that purity like kids do, but they got this like little asshole facade they put onto the world because they're finally like getting some power, they're finally getting like some freedom, they're growing into like little mini adults, you know, like, and they're trying to figure shit out and they're going through all these changes because now they have awareness to things they didn't have as a kid and all this stuff. And it's kind of like a cool thing. And it's like, yeah, they can have attitudes and all this shit, but they're also like some of the coolest like people. If you actually get past their bullshit, they're like little mushes inside. And it reminds me of me, I think, because I've had a lot of people tell me they're scared of me, were like intimidated by me. And they don't say it like it's a negative thing. And I like laugh to myself because I'm just like, I'm literally the biggest fucking teddy bear. Like just because I say things very assertively or bluntly or directly, it's actually because I give a fuck. It's actually because I know, one, I know you're strong enough to handle it and I'm respecting you. And it's because like, you know, I feel like that's the best way to get things across. But like internally, I am like the biggest like romantic mushy bitch like ever. So when people are scared, I'm like, it's funny to me because I'm like, you know, whatever. And I feel like I relate to like teenagers in that sense because everybody thinks they're like little assholes because they have attitudes, and it's like, they're not though. They're actually like sweet kids inside. You just got to get the walls down and you just got to work toward it. But if you think about it, they're not really wrong how they do it either. Maybe not with the attitudes and the disrespect, but they're not really wrong. They make people earn that, like that center. They make people earn that core, that vulnerability we were just talking about. They make people earn that. They don't just give it to people willingly. So it's actually a good thing. We should probably, now that I said that, I'm like, we should probably start being a little bit more like teenagers just without the fucking hormonal attitude. Okay, anyway, we got the vast universe and new beginnings. I love this little baby in here just smiling. Like cute as fuck, man. Look at this little baby. Just like, there you go. Just smiling, so cute. I feel like a lot of like source energy is coming through, spirit energy, whatever word you want to use. If you notice, like a lot of the cards have like bright like lights kind of shining down, almost like, you know, like the North Star, how it's like glimmery and bright and stuff like that. Just like this kind of like magical energy. Some of you, definitely some fairy energy is coming through for some of you guys. If it's when fairy energy comes through, you can usually sense that it's fairy energy. It almost looks like not necessarily orbs, but it almost looks like glittery, like sparkly glittery. You can see it with your actual eyes. Not an orb shape necessarily, like a fully formed one, but you can actually see it. I don't know how to explain it beside that. Like, it just looks like, it's really cool. Their energy is like just a whole fucking vibe. But they don't really come through for me. I think I've seen an actual like fairy one time, and then I've seen more of the fairy energy that's like glittery a few times, but it was mostly at my shop when it was like other people that they were there for me to like tell them, by the way, this is what you're feeling. Not so much for me. Actually not for me at all. It makes me want to cry. No, I'm just kidding. But can you all come through for me because you're cute? Okay, anyway. No, it just feels like a lot of like just pure love, like magical energy, seeing the world really, like starting to get pieces of the world how it really truly is, and not the way we've been taught or conditioned to. And even though it seems like the world is bad and it seems like it's getting worse, it's almost like all this stuff has to like bubble up and come to the surface and to be released for it to heal. Like we have to acknowledge it and see the deeper problems and the fucking fractured system in order for it to heal. So the more you're seeing it means the more it's coming up to be healed, to bring about change and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it always looks worse before it gets better, but we're fucking the system up, guys, in a good way. So like, yeah, we're bringing change. The biggest thing you can do to bring about change, though, is be yourself and honor yourself in your truth and your real feelings. And naturally, when you're around other people, even if it triggers them, naturally when you're around other people, you're gonna help them. Like you don't even have to use your words. Your energy will just, like energy coding will just help them with their stuff. And just, you know, when we get people out of their stuck cycles, like by just being ourselves and not participating in their false reality and not doing things the way everybody does, which is just kind of like conform to their shit and like just keeps feeding it. When you do that, I keep saying this, disrupting the cycle, you disrupt the cycle, because now that they're like, wait, somebody did something different, and they have to reflect or see what they're feeling. Most of the time they have to, or they should, but it does, it actually creates change. So yeah. There's a lot of things you can do, but that's the biggest one, is being honest and authentic with yourself and other people, and really just standing in your power and speaking your truth and just doing that. Which means saying no when you don't want to do something too, for whoever needs that. We got let go and the situation will improve. Okay, so it's like the same message in the beginning, which is just cross the fucking bridge. Just cross it. Just cross the fucking bridge. I promise you it's so easy. Like your resistance, you know what it reminds me of, the energy that I'm getting? It reminds me of like a little kid where the parent knows what's best for the kid. And the parent's like, I promise you it's going to be okay. You're going to enjoy this. And the kid is fucking scared. And you can see on the other side, because you know this kid's going to enjoy this, but this kid doesn't know this kid's going to enjoy it. Like, the people who are not crossing the bridge, you're the fucking kids. And you're throwing more of a tantrum and causing, and I don't mean like literally, obviously. You're causing more, you're feeding more emotions and causing more emotional tornadoes than necessary. And when you're doing that, your perception and the shit you're feeding to yourself is actually worse than crossing the bridge. When you get to the other side, you're going to be so fucking good. Like, y'all have emotions. Y'all have normal, shit. I promise you, you'll feel fucking better. Like, you will feel better. Okay. Last message. No need to worry, and helpful people. So kind of what I get is giving some of this up to spirit. Like, giving some of these worries, these fears and stuff like that up to spirit. Like, letting your spirit team guide you and assist you at this time. Like, they're really like trying to help a lot of people right now, and they can help you. You just have to ask. Like, they need permission. They can't just help with certain things. Ask them for help and they'll fucking help you. But you also need to be intentional about what you're asking for help with. I don't mean mean shit. I mean like good shit. Be intentional with what you're asking for and make sure it's actually what you want, not bullshit. I was going to say, would they even help you if it was bullshit? I mean, do I feel like if you ask them and it was bullshit, would they help you? Depending on what it is, they might, if it's to teach you something that's not what you really want or something, they might give you exactly what you fucking asked for that you don't really want to really fucking show you. So I would say probably don't do that. They're not being mean. Like, they're helping you, even if you don't like the lesson. But no, I just get like whatever you're worried about right now, whatever is like going on with you, just let it go. Like, it's completely fucking unnecessary. Just like let it go and just try to surrender as much as you can and ask for help when you need it. Like, to spirit, or for some of you, keep getting like a spiritual advisor, or like even like a therapist. If you find like a good therapist, somebody that you can go to for support that can guide you, especially if you're feeling stuck and you really don't know what to do. And I keep seeing the fire. They keep showing me the fire. We're in Sag season. Like, it just started, like, I think a week ago. And I feel like this season is going to really, like, push some boundaries and push some shit. Push some strong healing. So you definitely might be feeling a little bit fiery and passionate right now. So if you are, that's probably why. But anyway, I hope that this helps, and I hope you guys all have a good night.